Greetings, it's your host, the Urban Scholar. You are now watching Class in Session podcast. We're featured on YouTube, where you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Instagram, and you can even find us on the TikTok. Every now and then we drop something on there. Shout out to Urban Scholar Gear, our sponsor, Urban Scholar Music Group. Let's give a big shout out. Today's podcast, we're going to get straight to it. We're going to talk about the brand that people love, man. You know, we've been doing this podcast consistently since about January, and we never really featured our sponsor, one of our sponsors, Urban Scholar Gear. You always see me wearing the clothes and the brand, and I haven't really spent any time talking about the brand that people love. So guess what? Today is your lucky day. We get to talk about the brand that people love, and make sure you like, share, leave comments, feedback, and ask us questions. If it's something about the brand you don't see, you want to see us pushing out, please let us know. Don't be shy. You're now rocking with the Urban Scholar. So let's talk about Urban Scholar Gear. So Urban Scholar Gear, this has been a brainchild of mine for a long time. I went to grad school in 2006 at Lincoln University in the city of Philadelphia. And I went for my master's in human services with a concentration in counseling. During that short 18-month span, because it was an accelerated program, I started having these thoughts and these ideas, and I said, you know what? The name Urban Scholar just clicked out of nowhere. And it kind of stuck in my head. I said, one day I'm going to do something with that. Fast forward 2017. Woo! So we talked about a long time over a 10-year span where this was just a thought. And I didn't do anything with it. And I knew one day I would. In 2017, I remember I was taking a trip to Atlanta to visit my son, Big Efe. Shout out to Big Efe. He's also the writer and producer of Class in Session podcast intro music. And I was on my way to Atlanta, and I called up my guy Keith. He's my those who know me know Keith is my go-to. He does my websites. These logos you see back here, it's all Keith work. Bang, 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 right? And I said to him, Keith, I'm ready. He was like, really? I said, yeah, I'm ready. I said, I'm about to take this trip to go see, back then he was young, F.A. And I said, I'm ready to do something with Urban Scholar. He was like, yo, I'm excited. I've been waiting for this opportunity. So fast forward a week later, I come back. This is probably June, July, maybe. Yeah, because it had to be the summer. I was traveling down there. When I came back, he dropped those 4 logos. The other one's kind of cut out over here in our view. And I said, wow. That was like, I was speechless. And I said, man, like, what made you come up with this like this? I would have never thought of it. So for those who think that I had something to do with my logos, I didn't. Keith is a guy that I trust, and we have conversations and we talk. He understands my vision. See, sometimes you gotta have people around you who understand your vision. And Keith, man, he never disappoints. And I've went on to work with Keith on other people's projects, and he does websites, he does logos. He doesn't like to be mentioned. He doesn't want the business because he's pretty busy. And I always respected that. And I just wanted to thank Keith, because if it wasn't for these logos, man, who knows what we would be doing today. The logo just re-inspired me and said, this is something I gotta do. So we kind of launched like the end of July 2017 going into August. And man, I remember I went to a printer and I said, hey, I have this logo you see behind me, right? And I want to print this on some shirts and stuff. And bam, I got a couple things printed up at a local printer. Keith plugged me into a gentleman he knew down in southern Jersey, and I put in a big order. I just did t-shirts, and man, I think we probably dropped about 200-300 t-shirts, and they went so fast, and it was like, wow, this is really a thing. And we haven't stopped. We've gotten invitations to be part of major fashion shows, Atlantic City, all over the place. We've done local shows, and this was out of the gate. And it was kind of overwhelming because I was new to this lane. And, you know, I know business, but I didn't know anything about the real thing about the fashion world. And then I know what I like. I know what I like to wear. You know, this piece on Featuring the Day hasn't dropped yet in terms of the Puff logo. And I know my manufacturer is a little impatient with me. He's waiting for me to press the button on my next order, but I'm gonna need him to relax because when I move, that's when you move. So we're gonna be dropping some things. We got some new logos coming. This is one of them, right? This is one of them. And I came up with these new logos pretty much on my own with the help of one of my young guys, a local printer. And I wanted to kind of do something different, something more simple, something a little more modern. So let me talk about some of the things that we feature. We had t-shirts, right? That was always a big thing. We came out with t-shirts and we came out with hats. Our first hats that we dropped, they were snapbacks. They were New Era, official New Era snapbacks. And we're big on quality. We also came out of the gate that year with varsity jackets that I think we still have a couple of inventory. We have the black and gold and small, 2 of them, and we have the navy blue and white with the New Brunswick theme. I think it's a size large, right? Get at me if you want those, right? A special price. And if you're not serious, please don't get at me. I'm not looking for conversation. People that's just serious about buying. We have some football jerseys and hockey jerseys in inventory. We featured hoodies. We do crew necks, book bags. Oh my God. I mean, we've done so many different things. Keychains. The masks were a big thing during COVID. I was a little reluctant to do the mask, you know, because the brand stands for something. And I didn't want to look like we were just trying to use COVID to make sales, but people were pressuring me and said, man, let's just do it. Everybody else is doing it. And we're not a brand that does what everybody else do. We have our own direction. We do what we want to do. But it was a no-brainer. It made sense. I put up the masks. They were gone that same day. It was crazy if people were waiting for that. And I'm always humbled because I do this from the heart. The Urban Style is just a representation of who I am. I've always done things in the past for people without charging and things like that. So this whole new arena of charging people clothes and things like that, I still give away a lot of stuff, and I shouldn't give as much away as I do, but I do. And it's funny because it's like the people that get the free stuff, they're the least appreciative. They don't really show the love in return by blasting the brand and showing and wearing it and things like that. I find that my spending customers are our biggest real supporters, and they're the real MVPs because not only do they spend money with us repeatedly, they show the world their love for the brand. And you guys have truly inspired Urban Scholar Gear to keep going. We are in year 6. 2023. We are in year 6, man. So I'll probably drop something special this July, August. I ain't gonna tell you what it is yet. It's gonna be something different. It may be something, I don't know. I might drop this new varsity jacket line that I'm thinking about. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be something exclusive. It's probably going to be a one-time deal situation. And, you know, I just like to keep putting on for the people, man. We have scars, we have scullies, we have trucker hats, oh man, sweatsuits. It's just been crazy. This was something that I didn't plan out long term. It was just kind of a thought in my head, and here we are 6 years later, still putting on. And I say putting on for the city because I represent New Brunswick, New Jersey. That's where I'm from. That's who birthed Urban Scholar. You know, these little streets of New Brunswick, New Jersey. And I went all the way on to university to become who you see sitting here today. Fast forward, big shout out to Urban Scholar Music Group, inspired by Big Yefe. You know, we have yet to really apply any pressure in that area. Stay tuned next year. You know, we're going to be working on finding and developing a new artist, and we're going to get Urban Scholar Music Group, Big Yefe, and all these other artists that's around us. Lemonade Pat, we're going to get some things rolling. Lemonade Pat, my nephew and my son Big Yefe, they're independent artists. They have their own things going. You know, Big Yefe, shout out to Plus Tax Entertainment. And you know, Lemonade Pat has, Live Fast, the label. These two are, man, some of the most inspiring young men that I know, man. They don't realize how much they inspire me, how much I appreciate their genre of music. And, you know, check them out. Big Yefe, Lemonade Pat. So that's all we're going to talk about today in terms of the brand. I'll probably come on and go live and do something on YouTube. I'll go live and I'll feature some of the stuff that we still have in inventory if people want to see. Sometimes when people see things, it's a little different. But everything's on the website, www.urbanscholargear.com. Check us out and don't be shy. And when you watch this podcast, make sure you like it, make sure you comment, make sure you share, and send it to your family and friends and show some love. We really love the feedback, and we're looking forward to moving forward in 2023 with new gear, new product, and we're going to rock out. We're going to keep rocking out for y'all. And remember, the future is Urban Scholar. Peace.